Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dragon Ball figure unboxing video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Prize E Masterlise Evolving Dragon Ball Z. Yes, Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball Super YARDRAT Goku. From a brand new Ichiban Kuji set, actually. The one with the open arm potential Unleash Piccolo and the Super Saiyan Gohan. This figure was basically the only one from that particular set that I was interested in, besides Fat Boo, but unfortunately he is the last one prize, and that figure is going to be hard to acquire because he's not getting an overseas release, and he's going to be a lot because the figure is really big, so it'll be hard to ship. However, I actually got this guy now, despite the fact that he's not going to release for a while, because not only did the Ichiban Kuji come out in Japan already, but the prices for a lot of these figures have been going up recently, as you probably know if you keep up with my other content on this channel. And as such, the price for this Goku is quite a bit, if I do say so myself, if you are planning on buying this guy overseas, right? Quite a bit more than he actually should be. However, I actually imported this figure. I imported this guy from Japan. I'm sure that in a lot of my videos lately, you've been hearing me talk about this from the website Bai. Guys, if you would love to sponsor me, I would absolutely adore it. But I use Bai's service, and it's great. They essentially allow you to buy figures from Japan. And I bought this guy on an auction with a bunch of other Ichiban Kuji smaller prizes, and then got him shipped to my location for a pretty good price, honestly, especially considering I got a bunch of other stuff with him, which is pretty cool. Some of the minor prizes that were with this Ichiban Kuji. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box for my man now. First of all, very, very nice pink. I like this choice, even though it is a bit like strange of a color scheme, I suppose. I don't know. I think it's pretty neat, to be honest with you. Definitely pretty good. And this is a Masterlise Evolving figure, so as you can see, my man's got the glasses. As you can see on the back here, this shows us what we're going to be working with. This guy comes with, we're going to have to see how this actually works, because I don't know if it's a separate head in the hands, or it must be, because his teeth are different on that one compared to the regular one. So we'll have to see how that actually works when we get the figure out of the box. However, the reason why I got this guy as well is because I do not have a base form YARDRAT Goku. The only one that I have is the Super Saiyan YARDRAT Goku that was actually the Dragon Ball Legends collab, and I really like that figure. And of course, as you probably saw in the beginning, wow, it literally focused in and then focused out. You love to see it. With this set, it does have a Super Saiyan Goku in it. However, oh boy, the figure is not really that great from everything that I've seen. All of the in-person pictures that I have seen of that bad boy, which if I can find any, they'll be on the screen. But otherwise, even just looking at it from like the production images, I was already not a fan of the figure from the get-go. So I just decided that I wasn't going to get it, even though I really like the YARDRAT Goku outfit. But I do quite like the face on this one, and of course the fact that you can put the glasses on him is just so sick to me. So I decided to pick this man up, and especially considering this is the only figure besides Boo, and Boo will be really hard to get, that I'm interested in from this set, you know, this is the figure that we're going to take a look at. So let's go ahead and get my man out of the box. And, ooh, hold on. That box has a new figure smell. Ooh! All those chemicals from the factory. Alright, so it comes in our little brown box here. Let's go ahead and pull my man out. I don't know why this is bubble wrapped at the top, but I guess we're about to find out. Alright, let's see. What are we working with here? Oh, my man is in a million pieces. Holy moly. Okay. Alright. And then what is this with the bubble wrap here at the top? Oh, this is just bubble wrap. Okay, well, I appreciate that. I mean, I always appreciate extra packing when it comes to these figures, because a lot of the time I feel like they don't have enough packing, so Whenever they get any extra packing, that's always a good thing. Alright, so we have the... Oh my gosh, this is so cursed. The body and the 2 arms, as well as the stand for my man here. And then we also have the more bubble wrap, which is good to see. I see why there's more bubble wrap, because these 2 heads are literally just floating in here in this little sack. So that makes sense. Yeah, Goku's eyes on the... Ooh. Goku's eyes on that head are not good. Thank God that head looks good, because that's the head that I'm going to be displaying him with, all things considered. Especially considering how bad that face looks from the get-go. But we'll see when we actually get the figure out of the bag. So, is there no holes? Huh. Usually there's little holes that I poke it through, but I don't really see any here. So, I guess we're just going to rip the bag and... Oh, no, there's the hole. Literally, with me ripping the bag, I noticed the hole. Ah, this stand is also really big. Holy cow. Look at how chunky that is. That's a big stand. It smells normal. It also feels a little slimy, though. That's a little weird. Alright. I'm going to be curious to see if with the different heads, if you can actually... like, pick the different arms for that, right? I'm going to be curious to see how that works. I assume that the glasses head doesn't absolutely need the arm where he's, like, pinching the glasses, right? That wouldn't really make sense to me, but it is Bandai we're talking about, so I suppose anything is possible. Let's go ahead and get our arms out here, and now for the body. This one, easily... Oh, I can feel the air actually coming out of the bag. Why are these holes so hard to see? I'm so confused. Alright, well, I can feel the air hole on the back of this one, so we're just going to rip it right there, and we will take a look at his body before we actually take a look at him all put together here. Sorry about getting so close to the camera there. Alright, finally! There's so many pieces to this, it's going to take a little bit to get it out. Oh! Okay, well that's good to know. He does stand without the stand, so that is pretty nice. Let's actually see, though, how does the stand apply to him? There is a little bit of a groove in the stand for his feet. This feels more natural going on like this, so we're going to push it on here, and yeah. Okay, that works. Cool. Alright, so let's look at his body. I'm actually going to take that off. I just wanted to see how it worked. In terms of the actual figure sculpt, pretty good overall. It is really unfortunate that I have a lot of bleed from the gold onto the blue there. That is kind of yucky, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I could definitely fix that with a little bit of paint, but still should not even be an issue on the figure to begin with. There is even a little bit of mishap with the gold paint on the belt area here, right? If the camera will focus on that, there we go. Just looks kind of sloppy. Like, it's not super sloppy, but it looks like this is like the second coat of paint, and there should be like a third coat to really like cement how this looks. But overall, it looks good. They do a very good job of getting the YARDRAT armor to be a little bit shiny, which is nice because obviously that's how it looks in the anime. The actual sculpt of the fabric looks good. I will say his elbow does look a little bit strange. Kind of looks unnatural, if I'm being honest with you, but they do a good job with the scrunchie around here. And his legs do look pretty nice, if I'm being honest, the brown. And obviously then we have the boots that Goku usually wears, which those look pretty good too. There's a little bit of a nick on the paint on the middle of mine there, you can see. But overall, not too bad. Let's take a look at the arms now. Oh, interesting. On this one, there is a little attachment, it looks like, for the glasses. I was like, why does Goku have a wart? Yeah, these look pretty much fine. The gold paint on these looks better than the gold paint on the body, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, yeah, these look pretty well sculpted. Goku's hand is a little bit, like, really bent there, but I mean, I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Alright, so then let's go ahead and do this. So we'll put the actual stand on the figure. He also, well, that's a little strange. When you put the stand on, he kind of gets, like, raised up a little bit. Huh, so I guess the stand maybe doesn't fit exactly correct? Or maybe I'm just doing it wrong? Nope, okay, I guess that's good. Alright, so this should then literally just, let's just move it a little bit to the side and then we'll look at the Goku heads. Stick this on here, right? And it should just fit flush, correct? How does this... Let's see, there is a hole and there's a shape for it, so I guess that just goes like that, right there. Okay. Nice. That does fit in. Let me show you this a little bit closer here. This does actually have a very nice seam, as you can see right there. There's a little bit of a seam there for when you push this in. It actually kind of meshes well with it. That is some pretty good sculpting. I don't know if I like that little bit of white that's right there. Kind of like the clothing in between, because I would assume this would be sort of connected, but definitely not bad. And that hand looks good on the boy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual heads now. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So, the base form head with the eyes, that is just, ugh. His hair doesn't look too bad. It is very smooth. There's not a lot of detail to it. I mean, there is some like on the front and on his bangs, but what is that expression, bro? This reminds me of like a specific meme. I can't remember, like the carrot cake meme or something like that. That face is not great. Alright, let's put it on the body though, and then we'll see. So, I believe this is supposed to be the head for this hand, right? Okay, I mean, it looks a little bit better on him, right? It doesn't look the greatest though. It kind of feels like another artist's sort of rendition of Goku, I guess. If that's a good way to describe the face. It's really, I think it just doesn't look that great in general if I'm keeping it 100 with you. Like, maybe that angle right there looks okay, but I think overall it's definitely kind of lacking. However, thankfully, even though it definitely looks better on the box, actually here, hold on, before we take a look at him with that on, let's look at it next to the box. I feel like it looks better on the actual box. Right? Something about it on the box definitely looks a little bit better. I don't know what it is, but something about it definitely does. Alright. Here is the glasses head. This head looks really good, though. Thank God. This head looks sick, first of all. Obviously, it is quite literally the same hair sculpt, and it is the same face sculpt, except for, obviously, the paint and the mouth. He has a little bit of the gritted teeth there. The glasses actually have a little bit of reflection, which is cool. And I don't know if we can see, does he have pupils? He does? He does, actually. Can you see in there? Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, wow, I'm honestly kind of surprised that they bothered to even paint that in there. I don't think that you could take those off. Maybe, okay, I'm literally going to just touch them lightly. Now, I'm not going to bother with it because I don't want to break it. But funny enough, I have a feeling that if you took the glasses off of him, this head would probably look better than the other one. Can we see on the box? No, okay. It doesn't look like you can take the glasses off. It would be nice to get another version of this figure and then be able to take the glasses off of him and then just have that face, right? Like, that would be pretty good. But obviously, then you're paying for a whole nother version of this figure, so I don't know if you want to do that. Alright, so let's take the crazed Goku head off. And let's go ahead and put the glasses head on there. So, of course, yes, this does work with the waving hand, even though this is technically not canonical how this looks. That does look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I actually do like that. It's quite goofy, if I'm being honest with you, because obviously the whole point of this scene is that he's showing off instant transmission, you know, to show them like, oh, look, I teleported over to, you know, Kame House to yoink Roshi's glasses. So obviously he doesn't have them when he's waving, but that is still pretty funny. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this arm off now. That is horrifying. And let's go ahead and put this hand on. I don't want to break it. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I just actually noticed this. So you would have to do definitely a little bit of work. Let me get this a little bit closer. I didn't actually notice this until this very moment. There's actually a hole in Goku's head right there. I didn't notice it because all of this black that was just on his head was kind of like masking it from my vision. But I believe the point of this is that we have that little nub on the hand, right? And that's supposed to plug into right there, so it looks like that he's grasping the glasses. I see. Okay. So that makes sense, right? That definitely makes sense why that's like that then. Let's go ahead and put this arm on here. Let me just make sure that's there. Same thing, by the way, with the seam. I'm not going to show you it again because obviously you already saw it, but that is pretty cool that they have that little seam there. So obviously it fits a little bit more fluidly. And then we put the head on. So how are we going to do this without it banging against the glasses, though? Do you put the arm on second, maybe? I feel like that doesn't make as much sense here. You know what? Let's, like, pull it out a little bit like this. I can actually bring this in a little bit closer, I suppose. We'll pull it out a little bit. Keep it in there. Put Goku's head on, right? Make sure it's nice and tight on the figure, right? Okay, looking good. And then we push this in like this. Yeah, that's perfect. Because now we can actually put the arm in. Oh, interesting. It doesn't actually fit flush. So like this is with it plugged in, right? The little like nub that's on his hand, right? You can see that that does look pretty good. And it looks like he's actually grabbing the glasses. However, you can see that the seam is not plugged in all the way there on his shoulder, right? So if we do that and we try and plug it in all the way, we force it. Okay, no, it's still kinda, so you can see the seam is there correct now. It's still kinda in there, but it's just like not exactly correct. It's still a little bit like, I don't know if I can even really show you, but the nub is like in there, but it's still a little bit off center from like if you just plug the nub in there without trying to get the arm in the correct spot, right? Because realistically the arm should be like this, right? But when it's fully flushed, it's moved in a little bit like that. I don't even really know if you can tell the difference of what I'm saying, but the arm should be sculpted a little bit up and it's sculpted a little bit down. But that looks fine to me, honestly, and especially when you're looking at it from afar. You literally will not see a difference. And if I'm being honest, that face is so good, dude. This is absolutely the way that I think I am going to display this figure 100%. No doubt about it. I really like this figure a lot. I think it's just such a shame that, like, not only can you not use this head because of the fact that Goku has a hole in his head for the, you know, finger little slot there, right? It's just kind of a shame that that's the case, that you couldn't use that one. I mean, I guess you could, and then the hole would just be there, and you just kind of, like, deal with it, right? And then you could have the waving hand, right? But this head is just not good. It's not good, ladies and gentlemen. All right. But thankfully, this one is. So let's go ahead then and actually compare this guy to some other figures. So for our usual combatants, we have the Ichiban Kuji Gotenks, and we have the WCF Goku. Obviously, this figure is a Masterlise figure. So it makes sense that it is kind of around this scale, right? If we measure my man up, he looks to be about, I'm going to say like 10.5 inches on camera. It kind of looks a little bit more like 11. Maybe it is a little bit more closer to 11. Maybe like 10 3/4, I guess, would be the best measurement in inches. Obviously, the figure will be the same height whether you have, you know, whichever head, because the top hair spike that he has is the tallest that the figure gets. So that makes sense to me, and definitely a good scale. I'm a big fan of the Masterlise scale. I think it's good. It's like, it's not too big, but it's not too small either, right? Like, it's a good in-between scale, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and actually grab another Masterlise figure, another one of my favorite Goku alternate fits. We have the Masterlise Goku casual outfit from the Cell games. This is one of my favorite Goku figures of all time. So it is actually really cool to have these two next to each other. I'm not even going to front with you. This is awesome. This is really, really cool. I'm not even going to lie. Wow, I love Goku in like outfits that aren't the normal outfit that he's in. So having these two next to each other is absolutely perfect, and especially the fact that both of these figures are very happy-go-lucky expressions for the character. Ironically enough, very similar expressions, actually. I didn't even kind of think about that with the gritted teeth thing, but they both have a very similar sort of smile on their face, which is very nice. And these guys obviously scale very well together. I mean, again, they're both Masterlise figures. And I didn't even really notice this until looking at them side by side, but they actually have quite a similar pose. They're definitely not the same figure. Obviously, the sculpting on each one is like completely different, right? There's like basically no similarities, you know, besides the fact that I guess it's Goku. But obviously, the YARDRAT one is a lot more bulky than the Cell Saga one. But nonetheless, these guys look really nice together, and it's really cool to see Goku's casual fits, or I guess, well, YARDRAT fit isn't really casual, but you know what I mean. And speaking of the YARDRAT fit, this of course is a figure that I had to bring out. Sorry, gotta blow the dust off my boy. I always need to get better at dusting, and I always say that, and I never do. But speaking of the YARDRAT fit, we got the boy, the Dragon Ball Legends YARDRAT Goku. Now, obviously, this figure is a little bit smaller in terms of the scale. And this is, of course, because this is a Bam Presto prize figure compared to a Ichiban Kuji figure. However, ironically enough, the Super Saiyan one really isn't that much smaller just because of the fact that he has some height on Goku with the hair. Obviously, his hair spiked up for the Super Saiyan form. I definitely like this figure quite a bit, and I think that these are both good representations of YARDRAT Goku. I think that the details on the Ichiban Kuji one are a lot more light than the details because there's a lot of intricate little lines and scratches and scrunches of the cloth and whatnot on the Bam Presto one. But both of them are a very good representation of the fit. It is interesting to see the color difference between the two. On the Ichiban Kuji one, the in-between cloth bits, in between the armor, is a lot more of a white color, where it's almost like a dirty, I don't even know, it's almost like nearing purple, kind of, with the Bam Presto one. As well, the armor on the Ichiban Kuji one is obviously a lot more of a darker blue, right? It's almost getting closer to black than it is the brighter blue on the Legends one. And, of course, I think the big difference between the two here is the pants. Obviously, the pants on the YARDRAT one are straight up orange, and the pants on the Ichiban Kuji one are brown. I don't remember exactly what the original color scheme is. If Editor Theo remembers to edit this part of the video, I'll put up an original image. Otherwise, you can let me know in the comment section, or an original image, an image from the anime, rather, for the sake of the comparison. But both of them look really good, and I don't think I really mind either one, to be honest with you. I mean, the brown kind of fits more for the YARDRAT color scheme, I feel like, but obviously, I believe in this scene's just supposed to be Goku's pants, because obviously, like, he's wearing his outfit under this outfit, so I don't know. I think that they're both good, though, and I like both of these figures a lot. I think these are both a very solid representation of this outfit, and I am really happy to have both of these. YARDRAT Goku is one of my favorite outfits for the character. Like I said, for some reason, I just have a weird fixation with Goku when he's not in his traditional outfit. So for me, honestly, this is a straight up treat. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I most certainly did. If you do want to get this figure from Amazon, of course, I will leave a link in the description where you can do so. And if you do buy it from that link, I do get a little bit of an extra cost with no extra cost to you. However, keep in mind, that is the overseas price, and it is really overpriced in my opinion for what you should be paying for these Ichiban Kuji figures. Again, the $36 mark, maybe these days the $40 mark is where you should be aiming. Nothing close to what they have it listed on Amazon, but it is still a good figure nonetheless, and I highly recommend picking it up if you are a fan of YARDRAT Goku. You could also look from some other sites too. Definitely not a bad idea. And if you would like to support me getting more figures just like this one, you can do so also over on the Patreon. Obviously, that is dedicated to the figure unboxing channel, so any proceeds from that will go directly into more videos for you. We'll love to see it. But thank you guys so much for watching. It is kind of crazy that this is actually going to be my last figure unboxing of the year, because the next two videos that are going to be on this channel in terms of like what would take the place of the unboxing videos is going to be my top 5 best and worst figures of the year. So look forward to those videos. I always really enjoy doing those, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and before I forget, by the way, I recommend this figure because of this head. If it was only the other head, I definitely wouldn't recommend it because I think Goku's face is not great, but this head came through to save the day, so you'll love to see it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.